BBC Radio Shropshire, 6:10, and it's time to head for the border.
We're living on the edge.
I'm Neil Curry, and we're at Netherton Foundry, and this is in the south end of Highley, at the bottom end of Shropshire.
Yes, we're right near the border, aren't we?
Over there, if you go across the river there, you're almost in Staffordshire, and if you stood on my desk and looked to the south, you can see Worcestershire.
What's lovely is that we have met before. Many years ago, we worked out it's 2011.
I know, you were here right at the beginning of Netherton Foundry. You were here, we've only been going for a few months here, and you were here really when we've just had one or two products. Yeah.
That was myself and Vicky were here for Place of the Week. Now here I am for Living on the Edge, for our series looking at people that live and work on the border. So in those, 8 years now?
Yeah.
What's happened to you? As you said, you were just starting off. So
well, when you both came to see us, we had a slow cooker, a tagine, and we made clocks, and there were 2 of us doing it. And now there are 8 of us making about 75 different products. So we've grown a little bit since then.
75?
Yeah.
Can we have a little look around the building and see what's going on?
Let's go and see where we start. We'll go and see Carl.
Okay.
It's going to get a bit noisy now.
That's fine, we don't mind a bit of noise. In we go. It is very noisy, as you can hear. So we're walking over to a very old looking machine. What's this over here?
Well, this is a metal spinning machine. We're not entirely sure how old it is. I bought it in Halifax out of an old mill, and we think it was made in the late 1920s. But you can see it's made by a company called E.G. Wilson in Birmingham, which is sort of around on the edge. We think it was on the edge of the jewellery quarter. We got it restored by a guy up in Yorkshire, and this is now where we make our pan bodies. Should we hear a pan body being made, Carl?
Okay, so Carl is getting donned in his apron.
Oh, it's a special. That's the leather apron. That is. Yeah,
A capron, I like it. So here we go, Carl's starting up, it's got a bit of spray to put on there.
Yeah, just a bit of lubricant.
So that's whizzing round.
Yeah.
Carl's picked up a huge set of, they look like massive sort of pliers.
We call them the scissors.
And he's holding it.
Come and have a look over here now. Well,
He's holding it against the spinning disc.
You can see
Carl's rotating slowly.
Yeah. And it's certainly following the shape of that chuck on the inside, and it's becoming a frying pan.
So Carl, you can see the physical exertion Carl is putting in when he reaches the lip, if you like, of the pan. His arms are shaking. There's clearly someone that's done this many times before.
Oh yes, absolutely. Well, this looks like it's going to be a good one.
It's very satisfying to watch it. What is a piece of metal, seemingly just defolded so easily.
Yeah, and it's moving on. It's almost like throwing a pot.
It's exactly. My dad throws pots, and it's got that sense to it. But obviously, this is metallic.
So,
That is amazing, isn't it?
now the really beautiful thing about this is it's the same thickness now on the bottom as it is on the side.
Yeah.
And as you can see, it's worked up the sides of this. That metal's got harder and stiffer, and it's actually wrought. So that iron is now wrought. You know, where people talk about wrought iron gates, as it's been hammered. Well, we've essentially done the same on here. So this is very stiff along here now, but it's also quite thick. So that means for the heat transfers across the bottom, up the sides.
Up the sides as well.
And it also means we've got a very flat bottom to the pan.
You pleased with that one, Carl? Yeah, pleased with all of them are like
Go on
that.
then, Carl. Shall we show Adam about let's put a handle on one. You got some 14s. This is the biggest pan we made.
Wow, look at that.
That's for people who like big breakfasts.
Oh yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah.
I bet you need a big breakfast to do this
Oh.
all day, don't you, Carl? Yeah.
Right. So he's going to put a handle on one here now. Going in.
Very satisfying to watch a pan being made. It really was very satisfying at Netherton Foundry. Let's go back to Netherton Foundry for our Living on the Edge series. And you heard a moment ago Carl making that beautiful pan, crafting all the wonderful noises that went with it. I then got talking to Mandy, who told me what happens next.
Next, they are coated in a thin layer of flax oil, which we use a natural cotton to put it on. They're then put into the oven up to a temperature of 285 for about an hour. Then when they come out, they've got a nice natural non-stick covering them.
So is that what the oil is for?
Yes, it
Okay.
creates a non-stick.
Right. Which is what everyone's after, isn't it? with their frying pan.
Should we look at that one and come out the oven?
Through the plastic, here we go, into a world of boxes and more kitchenware.
Not enough. I'd like there to be more here at the minute. There's not enough. But anyway, you can see, whilst we're getting ready, you can see we've got, where have you been baking products for today, Mandy?
These are going to Ireland, these
Wow.
boxes.
So they're all boxed up, they're taped, they've got heavy written on the top, I'm not surprised. Must take some lugging around when they're full.
Oh yes, they are. Some of them are very heavy.
So off to Ireland, so, and across Europe you were telling me earlier.
Well, this week we've sent deliveries to tagines to Hungary. We've sent bowls and cast bowls to Belgium and to Norway. The big pile of one is a really big pile here is going to Germany tomorrow, chasing us every day at the moment because they want to make sure they get their pans in time.
In time, are you alluding to Brexit?
But yes, I have today. Some of our European customers are very worried about this, and we're assuring them, of course, that we'll still be here and still being very keen to make pans for them. But it is concerning, yes.
Is it something you keep an eye on? Because it seems to change every single day.
Oh, absolutely. I'm afraid it is something that we're watching, because whilst all of our materials, really, almost all the significant things we do are coming from really locally to us, but probably 25% of our business now is export, and most of that, of course, is the European Union. So yes, it's important to us.
Is there an ideal scenario after the 29th of March that you'd like to see?
Well, I suppose if I'm honest about it, we'd have preferred if it had stayed as it was, but we obviously, a no-deal situation would be the worst of all for us, probably. Yeah. And that's simply because a lot of the time, whilst we're seeing shop orders here, most of our orders nowadays come from people who are buying online. And so we're getting every day, people who send us an order online, and they could be from Shropshire, they could be from the south of England, but equally these days they might well be from France or from Germany or so on. And so at the moment, actually just sending them a parcel is very, very easy. As you see, we just as you walked in, Mandy was sitting there, typed out a parcel for the courier. They'll arrive here in their van, and that's all we do. We don't have to do anything special, but for deliveries that are outside of Europe, it invariably involves lots more bits of paper, and it costs more. At the moment, it doesn't really, sending a parcel to Germany doesn't really cost very much more than sending it in Britain. But if it's outside the European Union, someone has to pay more money because it costs more. And so, yeah, it is a concern to us.
On BBC Radio Shropshire, I'm at Netherton Foundry in the southeast corner of the county for our Living on the Edge series, learning all about what they do. And as you heard a moment ago, Neil talking about the impact of, or potential impact of Brexit. We heard a pan being made. We heard from Mandy talking about the flax oil as well. Let's head back there to the foundry and hear about what I talked about next. So what have we got here in front of us?
Well, we've got two of our seasoning ovens, and in fact, the small one on the left is one which we started with when we started up the business a few years ago. But you can see this lovely new shiny oven. It's the size where you can walk inside it. It's the size of a phone box. And in fact, Jez has just come here to start loading in things into it. And this is absolutely brand new. It's only been here a couple of days' time, and in fact, we've managed to get this actually with help of the guys from Shropshire County Council. There's something called the Leader programme run by a lady called Alison Sheamer and Peter Bamford, and they worked with us to get a big chunk of money to buy this. And money actually comes from the EU development grant. So basically, they've helped us buy half this oven. We paid for the other half of it, and it arrived a couple of days ago. And this is going to allow us to double our production over the next few years.
Really?
Yeah, it's really, really very, very important to get to this.
That represents a huge leap forward in your business then.
Absolutely. And one of the things is not only is it bigger so we can get more stuff in it, but as you can see now, the products can go in on little trolleys, and we can do really almost like pit stop changes. So
that's what this is here. This
so
item on wheels here.
Yeah, that's a big trolley, and it's a trolley that can go inside an oven. So all the pans are loaded onto top of here. The oven's opened up.
In it goes.
Wheeled in. They sit in here. In this case, it'll take an hour or two to get up to temperature, and then the important part, as Mandy was saying, is it's then held at that temperature for an hour. We then take it out, but the next one's ready to zoom in. I guess somebody from Shropshire County Council will be here with us here next week to cut the official opening. Cut the ribbon. Yeah, it is. It's very exciting.
So Mandy, round you come. I feel like I'm on Blue Peter now. This is exciting. Mandy, we've got one of the finished pans. It's not the silver colour that we saw earlier, but it's now this wonderful dark colour that we have, and 2 bits of wood. So what's the next process?
Well, these handles are British oak, and they're actually made by a gentleman across the road who cuts them all down to shape for us.
That's very useful for you. Literally just here.
Yeah, in one of
That's
the other units.
terrific. Wow.
Then when we get them, we brand, obviously, Netherton Foundry onto it.
Yeah, there's your crest there, if you like, on the end of the handle. That's lovely.
Yeah, and then they are waxed, and once they're dried, they can then be attached to a frying pan.
So it's not a case of just getting some wood putting it on. You've got several processes to do first, and then it goes onto this wonderful handle.
They're added with, we use brass screws to attach them.
There's the all-important screwdriver. Yeah, it's all been very, very physical so far. Having watched earlier the pan being bent into shape, and what you're doing there, putting the screws through all by hand.
Very old school technology.
Is that nice though to feel, you know, you've had a real impact on all the things that are being sent out?
Yeah, we take pride in our work. So if because everything is made by us, if we're not happy with something, then it won't leave the factory.
Yeah.
Sue's the expert on anything to do with food and cooking with black eye.
In fact, last time I was here, so you were cooking a tagine, I seem to remember. There was
indeed.
apricots
Yes,
involved.
yeah.
So do you do a lot of cooking with the products then?
Everything we make gets tested by me.
And I know on social media you're big on your pictures of, oh, here's something we've just made, and
It's
my mouth
usually our
always
dinner.
waters.
It's not.
Rather easy.
Yeah, they're not staged photos. They're dinner.
That is dinner.
That is dinner.
That's nice. I like that. So we've got Pancake Day next week.
We have.
What is the perfect way to make a pancake?
Make your batter. Buy your batter. I don't care. Go down to the shop and get one of those bottles, or just make it. It's only flour, eggs, milk. Get your pan nice and hot. A little bit of oil. In you go. And then choose your toppings.
Well, what's your topping of choice?
Mine, lemon and sugar.
Is it? I just put
Always.
orange on mine, but I was told I was strange for doing that. Orange
No, I
sugar.
used to do that when I was a kid.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that just shows where I'm at in my
orange,
development.
yeah, definitely orange. Crepe Suzette.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Well,
A bit of
that's
class
it,
about
isn't
it.
it? Yeah, absolutely.
That's made me hungry, that has. Thank you to Neil and Sue and everyone at Netherton Foundry for making me very, very welcome today. That is the latest from our Living on the Edge